Well. Good afternoon. Good evening, West Ham fans. Russ and the West Ham Network. Hope you're safe and well. If you're new, Andy, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe, all that good stuff. Bit of a sort of an early evening news sort of dump today because there's a few extra stories I wanted to talk about and also give you a bit of a heads up in terms of what's coming up, as we've got loads coming up on the channel in the next few days. In terms of stories, in terms of news, let's start with the game ahead on Saturday with Sheffield United. We'll actually have Hal from Sheffield United Way. He'll be on the channel tomorrow morning, sort of having a bit of an opposition chat, saying the pressure is all on West Ham to win, particularly with Sheffield United losing 8-0 at home against Newcastle last weekend. But according to the injury expert Ben Deeney, he says on his website, Premier Injuries is a very good injury website if you want to see the latest news, that Sheffield United could be up to 8 players out, absolutely blighted by injury. According to how they've always, last year was exactly the same. But in terms of the players out, it could have as a Max Lowe, Ben Osborne, John Fleck, Ryan Brewster, Reece Norrington Davis, George Baldock, Ollie McBurney, and Daniel Jebson all ruled out of action. On top of that, there's only a 25% chance that William Dugard Ursula will also miss the game at Upton Park, at London Stadium, according to D&E. Obviously, we go into it with hopefully almost a complete clear bill of health. Maybe Cresswell. Obviously, a number of the first teams in terms of the Premier 11 didn't travel to Lincoln City, so the assumption is we haven't had any news coming out of the camp that there's any difference in terms of any injuries being picked up there. So we could have a clear bill of health where they could have almost a whole side out. So it's not looking good for Higginbotham's men. And to be honest, Hal he's a little bit defeated. I'll be honest already. Hashtag blame Tevez. We talk about the Tevez thing as well, because why not? Why not? Elsewhere, there's a bit more update in terms of Jared Bowen. Where is he? There is Jared Bowen in terms of his new deal. We know that's one thing that we're looking at trying to secure. You know, we've secured deals with Antonio, Tommy Soucek, although both haven't been officially announced, but you know we've been led to believe they have both been signed for some time now. According to Sean Wheatston, he says that Jared Bowen expects to sign a new long-term deal over the next few months. He took to Twitter today, saying that Bowen is currently holding out for an offer to make him one of the highest, if not the highest paid player at the London Stadium. He added that negotiations are expected to be concluded with the 26-year-old in the next few months as his deal expires in the summer of 2025. This is something that should be top of the priority list for West Ham. You know, getting him signed to a longer-term deal. Don't let it run down. Don't let it get to a situation where we've had with other people where it's got to the point where you've either got to sell him or you've got to, or it goes for nothing. Obviously, since joining West Ham from Hull in 2020, he's become one of the first names of the team sheet and one of the best wingers in the Premier League, on the verge of the England squad. As I said, I think last year didn't have a great start to the season and pretty much played himself off the plane for Qatar. In all honesty, we know that Liverpool have been sniffing around, particularly with news that Salah could be leaving, whether it's in January, whether it's next summer, for a lot of money to the Saudi Pro League, and so it's about tying him down. Obviously, he scored, the winner in the Europa Conference League victory against Fiorentina, the last game of the season. So there's absolutely no way we can afford to let the contract get anywhere close to expiring. And while he's interested in signing a new deal, which we believe he is interested in signing a new deal, he likes West Ham. I think we should be making him one of the highest paid earners at the club. He deserves it. That's for sure. So we'll keep an eye on that. One person who is also signing a new deal is our academy star, Dan Rigg. According to ex-WHU employee, he's revealed that he's going to be signing a long-term deal to remain in East London. And we've had a few, haven't we? We've had the likes of George Earthy signed a new deal. I think Callum Marshall signed a new deal as well. And so we are tying these players down, these youth team, these academy players down to longer term deals, which is great. He's had an exceptional season for the academy in the under 18s, particularly. Obviously, under 18s last year won the Premier League South. They won the FA Youth Cup. Obviously, they lost to Man City in the national playoffs. But again, he's been an integral part of that and is now planning his trade in the under 21s and has been a subject of interest from other clubs. And so that's why the club are working hard in these months to secure these players to longer term deals to West Ham. We secured his services from Man City back in 2022. And as I said, now he's set to sign a professional contract with the club. And obviously, we know that Mark Noble's very much associated himself with the academy and ensuring that there's a pathway for them into the youth team. And he's a highly sought after individual at West Ham. And it's great to see that we're close to announcing a permanent deal for him in terms of a permanent professional contract, which is fantastic. Elsewhere, in terms of what we've got coming up for the rest of the evening, we can start with the evening. We've got the Have Your West Ham View boys on the channel 9 o'clock tonight, talking about lots of things, but one of their main talking points is how they want Divine to be taking Danny Ings' place in the squad, which is something I think a lot of us would like to agree with. And then tomorrow afternoon, lunchtime, we've got Have Your Say West Ham, where you can come on and have your say. And we'll be joined by Rory from the band Flat Party, who's a big West Ham fan. They've got a big national tour coming up soon, a couple of new singles coming out. We've got Rory coming on talking about that, but also talking about West Ham and stuff like that. So should be a good laugh and a good chat with him as well. And that's it, my friends. So hope you have a nice rest of the evening. Don't forget to tune in to the Have Your West Ham View show Thursday night live on the channel, 9 o'clock on the network. And and then tomorrow we'll have the opposition chat in the morning. Then we'll have Rory and your own views at lunchtime. We'll have the David Moyes press conference in the afternoon in terms of the synopsis. In terms of the channel members, they also get Jordan Davis's view from the Sun. If you want to become a channel member, hit the join button down there and you automatically get that extra content. And then I believe we've probably even got Irish Tommy doing the Late Late Show. And then we start on Saturday with match day morning with me live from the London Stadium, getting you in the mood for the game, and we'll have the watch-alongs and all that type of stuff, yada, yada, yada. You know it all. So take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith, my friends, and come on, you bloody irons. Much love. Ta-ta.